On the night of July 30th, 1916, New York Harbor erupted in one of the most powerful explosions the world had ever seen. The blast shattered windows across Manhattan, shook buildings as far away as Philadelphia, and permanently damaged the Statue of Liberty. Yet today, few Americans have ever heard of it. This is the story of the Black Tom explosion, the largest act of sabotage on American soil before Pearl Harbor. Long before it became an industrial rail terminal, Black Tom Island was a small island in New York Harbor, just off Jersey City. It was named after a black man who lived there. By the early 1900s, Black Tom had been connected to the mainland by landfill and transformed into a massive railroad and shipping terminal. Millions of pounds of ammunition were stored there. Although the United States had not yet entered World War I, American factories were producing enormous quantities of artillery shells, TNT, dynamite, and small arms ammunition for Britain, France, and Russia. Every day, trains arrived carrying explosives destined for the battlefields of Europe. To Germany, Black Tom had become a critical military target. German intelligence believed that destroying the depot would disrupt Allied supply lines and discourage the United States from supporting Germany's enemies. Shortly after midnight on July 30th, watchmen noticed several small fires burning among freight cars loaded with explosives. At first, they appeared harmless. Then, at 2 a.m., everything changed. A massive explosion ripped through Black Tom. Seconds later, an even larger blast followed. Nearly 2 million pounds of explosives detonated. The explosion was so powerful that it registered the equivalent of a small earthquake. People throughout New York City believed enemy warships were attacking the harbor. More than 25,000 windows shattered. Steel beams, railroad cars, and chunks of concrete were hurled through the air. Debris landed miles away. One fragment weighing hundreds of pounds crashed into Jersey City. The explosion permanently changed one of America's greatest landmarks. Just across the harbor stood the Statue of Liberty. The tremendous blast wave struck Liberty Island with incredible force. Hundreds of windows shattered. The statue's torch-bearing arm suffered severe structural damage. Its internal framework was twisted. Flying shrapnel scarred the monument itself. Engineers later concluded that allowing visitors inside the torch was no longer safe. More than 100 years later, tourists are still prohibited from climbing into Lady Liberty's torch because of damage caused by the Black Tom explosion. Few visitors realize the restriction has nothing to do with modern security. It dates back to that single night in 1916. Miraculously, only a handful of people were killed. The official death toll was about 7, though many more were injured. Property damage reached millions of dollars, a staggering amount for the time. At first, investigators suspected an industrial accident, but evidence soon pointed in another direction. Federal investigators uncovered a German sabotage network operating inside the United States. Its mission was simple: destroy factories, railroads, and ammunition depots supplying the Allied powers. Years later, after additional evidence emerged, an international claims commission concluded that Imperial Germany had been responsible for the Black Tom sabotage and ordered Germany to pay millions of dollars in damages. Ironically, the attack accomplished the opposite of what its planners intended. Rather than frightening Americans into staying out of the war, acts of sabotage like Black Tom helped turn public opinion against Germany. Less than a year later, the United States entered World War I. Today, millions of people visit the Statue of Liberty every year without realizing she still bears the scars of that terrible night. Few know that her torch has remained closed to the public since 1916. Fewer still realize that one of the largest explosions before the atomic age occurred just a few hundred yards away. The Black Tom explosion has nearly vanished from American memory. But for one terrifying night in July 1916, the Great War reached New York Harbor, proving that even before America officially entered the conflict, the war had already come to its shores.